Hugo, thanks for joining me. Firstly, can we talk about Tuesday's result? It was a tough game. What's the thoughts in the dressing room afterwards?
Well, first and foremost, the most important thing is that we won the game. Whilst we thought we were a little bit not in our top gear in the first half, some things that we encouraged the players to do at half time for the second half, to be fair to them, they went out and did. And despite going 1-0 down, we found a way to win. To be fair to Bradford, I thought they were very well organised and they're a hard-working team. They didn't make it easy for us at all. And in the end, I'd probably describe it as a hard-fought and well-earned victory.
One of the goals was from Aaron Cosgrave. He mentioned you last week in his interview with us, and that was one of the reasons that he had an allegiance to want to come to Kings Lynn. What's the connection between the two of you, and what do you think he adds to the squad?
Well, I first met Aaron when I was at Welling. It must have been 2019-20 season where we signed there. I was the assistant manager at the time. And I just had a good relationship with him. I got on really well with him. I understood perhaps more about him on the staff than the rest of the staff did, and that's not being disrespectful to anybody. And when I left and I went and became manager at Lewis, I could see he was still in and out of the team at Welling. And so I just made the call to Welling, and they were more than happy for him to come to Welling at that time. And with Aaron, what I said to him at the time was, a lot of people think he's a 7 or an 11. I think he's a winger because he's quick. But his best attributes to me have always pointed to him playing through the middle. So when he came to Lewis, I just said to him, whatever happens, you're going to be my number 9. Unless you give me a significant reason not to play you, so I'm always going to play you, I'm going to back you. And that's what I did. And he's a good lad with a good attitude, and that's what earned him his move to Wimbledon. So for him to come here is great for us. He adds to a good squad, and certainly gives the manager some options to think about up front.
His loan period ended effectively at the end of the month. Are we going to extend that period?
That's the plan, yes. So I believe that there's an ongoing conversation between the two clubs. So Aaron's very keen to stay, as we are to keep him.
Clearly there's a period of settling for players when they come into the squad. But is there also a period of needing to raise their fitness when they've been on the periphery of some of the squads that they've been previously?
It depends a lot on what they've been doing before they've come in here. So for Aaron, he'd been at Southend and he'd been in and out a bit, but the main thing was that he'd be training every day. So it was in that sort of situation. Whilst he went straight into the team, it was never expected that he was going to play 90 minutes. So I think he played 60 in the first game. Then the next game it increased a bit more. Then on Tuesday night it increased a little bit more. So and besides, it's not just about one player, is it? So we've got plenty of options off the bench that we can change a game with, or add to improve the game, or defend something. Depends what the situation is. But to answer your question, it depends a lot on what they've been doing before they came here. So the more that they've been full time, obviously the better, because then at least they're training if they're not playing.
Tuesday was a busy night. Obviously there was discussions around Aaron Cosgrave coming into the squad and extending his loan. But I believe there's another new arrival coming in.
Yeah, we've taken a lad from Forest Green Rovers on loan for the rest of the season called Jacob Jones. He's a left wing back, and he's coming and joined the boys today. We're very pleased to have him here. More than anything that we've been wary of is that we've got a mad schedule coming up. We've got 8 games this month, and we just got to make sure that we don't find ourselves in a position where we might have a knock or whatever it might be, and we're scrambling around a bit. So to credit to the manager as well. He's gone and made sure that we've got hopefully enough resource to see us through what's a mad period. Because if you think about it, we've played 25 games in 6 months, and now we've got to play 21 in 3. So it is a bit crazy, but it is what it is, and so hopefully we're better prepared for it now.
With that in mind, what is the shape of the injuries and the fitness of the squad going forward? I mean, thinking about Ben Stevens, Cameron, Ollie and Gold.
Well, Gold's, he's a machine really, and he's back training. He's just, I don't think he's too far away. He's just making sure that he feels confident within himself, regarding his face. Because obviously he had a knock on his cheek, and but listen, he's been out training. He's done extra things with me. Gold is gold. He does his, he knows how to look after himself. Cameron as well. Cameron's again, his training has increased. Again, it's just waiting to ensure that There's no potential re-injury prospect, as it were. So we've got to make sure that he's okay. Ben is obviously, he's got a bit of a sore hamstring. That could be anything between 2 hours and 2 months. Yeah, so we're just monitoring Ben all the time. Ollie Scott has just got a problem with his heel at the moment. So, but other than that, we are strong. You know, the rest of the players are in good shape, and looking forward to what's coming up.
And coming up on Saturday, you've got the first of a couple of away trips.
Yeah, away at Buxton. Again, you know, they're a side that's in relatively good form. They've got some good players and some real attacking threats, you know, like most of the teams in the division. So, you know, as we always do, we'll do our due diligence. You know, we'll train appropriately and accordingly as how we want to play on Saturday, and we'll go there and hopefully give the best account of ourselves that we can.
With the 2 away trips, is that an overnight on both cases? How do you plan that with the long haul suspending?
Well, with Buxton, we'll travel on the Friday, and we stay over on the Friday to give the players what we believe is the right preparation for them. And then spending more, we'll travel on the day of the game. So, and we'll do our best to look after the players that way.
JJ, welcome to Kingsland Town. Tell us about yourself as a player and as a person.
Well, I'm a full-back. I play left-back. I like to get forward, get crosses in. I also love defending as well. That's a big part of my game. But also getting forward and putting crosses in the box, creating chances as well, and being part of the build-up out from the back as well. I love being part of that, and I'm an energetic full-back. I can get up and down for fun.
What about as a person? What's your interest off the field?
Off the field, I like my little bit of golf. I try to play as much as I can. Obviously, you can't play too much in the football season, but I need to try lower my handicap because it's a bit too high for my liking at the minute, but we'll see.
And what's your footballing history? What's been your highlights? Who have you played for so far?
Well, I started off at Swansea in the academy there. I progressed from the under-9s all the way up until the 23s. I left last season, and I joined Forest Green at Swansea. I played full-back, centre-back, left wing, everywhere. I made my EFL trophy debut when I was 17 against Wimbledon, and then this season now I've joined Forest Green, and I made my league debut there against Sheff Wednesday, and then I made my full league debut against Exeter, played in the trophy and the cup for them, and then I joined Bath for a month, played a couple of games there, and I've also played for my country. I've represented Wales at under 16, 19 and under 20 levels. So that's a bit about myself and my career so far.
What attracted you to Kingsland Town?
Biggest factor was for me them being full-time, and I spoke with the gaffer, and the way they like to play really suits me down to the ground. I thought it was a great opportunity for me to come in and develop myself as a player and help the team.